There is one rule that governs every living thing on this planet. From the smallest bacteria to the largest blue whale, every organism follows a strict linear path. You are born, you grow, you reproduce, and then you die. Nature has no exceptions to this law. Evolution typically treats individual lives as disposable vessels, useful only until they have passed on their genes. Once that purpose is fulfilled, the machinery of the body begins to fail. Cells stop repairing themselves, organs wither. We call this senescence. It is the biological guarantee that death is the finish line for us all. But hidden in the warm waters of the Mediterranean, drifting silently among the plankton, is a creature that broke the machine. It is smaller than the nail on your pinky finger. It has no brain, no heart, and no blood. It looks like nothing more than a drifting ghost. But this creature, Turritopsis dohrnii, possesses a secret that humanity has chased since the dawn of time. When it gets sick, when it gets injured, or even when it simply gets old, it does not die, it refuses. Instead, it triggers a biological process that shouldn't be possible. It hits rewind. This is the story of the only animal on Earth that has discovered the secret to eternal life. And the most terrifying part isn't that it exists, but that it's already everywhere.
The discovery of immortality didn't happen with a bang. It happened by accident, in a petri dish. In 1988, a German marine biology student named Christian Sommer was snorkeling off the coast of the Italian Riviera. He was collecting hydrozoans, small invertebrates, scouring the ocean floor with plankton nets. He wasn't looking for monsters or miracles, he was just doing routine research. Among his samples was a tiny, obscure jellyfish known as Turritopsis dohrnii. At the time, it was just another specimen. Sommer placed them in bowls of seawater and observed their reproduction habits. But over the next few days, he noticed something strange. Usually, when a jellyfish is stressed or neglected in a lab, it dies. It disintegrates into a cloud of slime. Sommer expected his specimens to do the same, but they didn't disappear. Instead of rotting, the tiny jellyfish fell to the bottom of the dish and curled into a ball. To the naked eye, it looked like a death curl, but when Sommer looked closer, he realized the corpse wasn't decomposing, it was restructuring. Within days, the blob had sprouted roots. It had transformed back into a polyp, the infant stage of a jellyfish. It was as if a butterfly, moments before death, had folded its wings, dissolved its body, and turned back into a caterpillar. Sommer was baffled. This defied the fundamental dogma of biology. Life goes in one direction. You cannot reverse the arrow of time. Yet, right there on his lab bench, the creature had done exactly that. It hadn't just healed, it had become a child again.
If you have a creature that cannot die of old age and can clone itself whenever it gets stressed, you have the recipe for the ultimate survivor. And that is exactly what is happening in our oceans right now, a silent invasion. For decades, we didn't notice it, but genetic studies conducted by researchers like Maria Miglietta revealed something startling. They analyzed Turritopsis samples from Japan, Panama, Florida, and Spain. They expected to find different species, evolved separately in different oceans. Instead, they found that they were identical. They were clones. These jellyfish are hitchhiking in the ballast water of cargo ships. When a ship pumps water into its tanks in Tokyo, it might suck up a few stressed jellyfish. In the darkness of the tank, starved and terrified, they don't die. They revert. They turn into polyps and attach to the walls of the ship. They cross the entire ocean in this dormant state. When the ship dumps its water in New York or London, the polyps release new, young jellyfish into the new environment. They are colonizing the planet, carried by our own global trade routes.
While we worry about invasive lionfish or algae, the immortal jellyfish has quietly spread to almost every temperate ocean on Earth. We are living in a world slowly being populated by a single immortal family.
But immortality is high maintenance. In the wild, these creatures are tiny and easily eaten. To truly witness their power, you have to keep them alive. And that is a task that has driven one man to the brink of obsession. Meet Shin Kubota, a scientist at Kyoto University's Saito Marine Biological Laboratory. He is perhaps the only man on Earth who manages to keep a colony of Turritopsis alive in captivity for long periods. It isn't easy. Kubota treats them like royalty. He feeds them tiny pieces of brine shrimp eggs, which he has to cut by hand under a microscope because the jellyfish are so small. He changes their water daily. He watches them constantly. He is so dedicated that he has written songs about them. He sings karaoke odes to the scarlet medusa, proclaiming their power to the world. Kubota has watched a single colony rejuvenate itself 10 times in 2 years. He believes these creatures hold the key to human immortality, but he also knows their weakness. You see, biologically immortal doesn't mean invincible. If a predator eats Turritopsis, it dies. If a disease catches it, it dies. It can cheat time, but it cannot cheat violence. Its immortality is fragile. It exists only as long as it isn't consumed.
This brings us to the ultimate question. If a jellyfish can do it, why can't we? Scientists are currently studying the genome of Turritopsis with intensity. They are looking at the Yamanaka factors, proteins that can reprogram cells. They have found that Turritopsis has duplicate copies of genes that protect and repair DNA. But there is a catch. The jellyfish can only do this because it is simple. It has no brain to preserve, no memories to lose. If a human were to revert like the jellyfish, dissolving our organs and resetting our cells, who would come back? Would it still be you, or just a genetic clone with a fresh start? The jellyfish teaches us that immortality might be possible, but the price is your identity. For now, Turritopsis dohrnii keeps its secrets floating in the currents. It is a paradox wrapped in gelatin, a creature that is frail enough to be crushed by a raindrop, yet strong enough to outlast civilizations. It reminds us that the rules of nature we think are absolute are merely suggestions. And as we search the stars for alien life that breaks the laws of physics, we might want to look closer at home. The aliens are already here, and they have been hitting rewind for millions of years.